guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we are reading this really good book called Skippyjonjones. It's a really funny book, and this was one of my favorite books as a child, which I still am a child, but you know what I mean. Skippyjonjones by Judy Scanacher? I don't know. Scatcher. Every morning, Skippyjonjones woke up with the birds. And this did not please his mother at all. Get yourself down here right now, Mr. Bridges, ordered Mama Junebug Jones. No self-respecting cat ever slept with a flock of birds, she scolded, or ate worms, or flew, or did his laundry in Miss Doohingy's bird bath. The lecture went on and on as usual. You've got to do some serious thinking before you leave this room, Mr. Fuzzy Pants, said his mother, about just what it means to be a cat, not a bird, not a mouse, or a grouse, not a moose or a goose, not a rat or a bat. You need to think about just what it means to be a Siamese cat. And stay out of your closet, she added, closing the bedroom door. But once he was alone, Skippyjonjones began to bounce on his big boy bed. Oh, I'm Skippyjonjones, and I bounce on my bed, and once or 6 times, and I land on my head. On his way down to earth from a gigantic big bounce, Skippyjonjones shot past his bedroom mirror. Holy guacamole! Exclaimed Skippyjonjones. What was that? So up he went again, and again it appeared. Then, using his very best Spanish accent, he said, "My ears are too big for my head. My head eyes are too big for my body. I am not the Siamese cat. I am a Chihuahua." Back on land, Skippyjonjones climbed into his toy box and riffled after some of his old junk. After he put on his mask and sword and climbed onto his mouse, Skippyjonjones began to sing in a muy soft voice. My name is Scapito Fresquito. I fear not a single Benito. My manners are mellow. I'm sweet like jello. I get the job done, yes, andito. Ow. Back in the kitchen, Jujubee, Jezebel, and Jellyboot Jones were helping Mama Junebug Jones make lunch. Can Skippy John come out of his room now? Asked Jujubee. No, answered Mama Junebug Jones. Mr. Fluffernutter is still thinking. In fact, Skippyjonjones wasn't thinking about being a Siamese cat at all. With a walk into his closet, his thoughts took him down a landstem desert road far away in old Mexico. Not long into his journey, a mysterious band of chihuahuas appeared out of the dust. "Eh, caramba! Who goes there?" asked Skippyjonjones. "He goes by the name of Los Chamicos," growled Don Diego, the biggest of the small ones. "Who are you?" "I am El Skibito, the great sword fighter," said Skippyjonjones. Then the smallest of the small ones spoke up. Why the mosquito, dude?" asked Paquito Tito. "Incognito," said Skippito, do you like rice and beans? Asked Pinto Little. See, I love mice and beans, said Scapito. He might be the dog of our dreams, whispered Rosalita. Perhaps, said Tia Mia, if he knows the secret password. Leaning toward Dan, Don, Don Diego, El Scapito sneezed, half spoke the secret password into the Chihuahua's very large ear. Ah, ah, choo! Bless you, said Don Diego. Gracias, said Scapito. What it's supposed to do? Ah, 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 choo! Achoo! Then it is true, decreed Don Diego. Yippee, yippee, yippito. Yip, yippee, yippito. It's the end of Alfredo Besito. Skipito is here. We have nothing to fear. Adios, the bad bumblito. Then all of us chamicos went crazy loco. First they had a fiesta. Then they took a siesta. Okay, this will make sentences like this. But after waking up, the chamicos got down to serious business. Using his paw, Don Diego drew a picture in the sand of the great Bumblito for Scapito to see. A hush grew over Kango, so great. Shimmy, Kimmy Keikos, I don't know. Kimiko's so great that one could hear a whisper drop. Alfred Basile, whispered the crowd. Hi, El Blimpo, Bumblebito, Bento. See, said Boy Tito. The Benito steals our frijoles. Not your beans, cried Scapito, outraged. See, Polito continued. Red beans, black beans, Bunsen baked, and blue cocoa, coffee, kidney beans, pinto, and jelly too. And now he comes rest, Pinto added. Buckwheat? Asked Scapito. Because we're full of beans too. And this is a very long story. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Okay, that's not too much. Then Don Diego stood tall and his most sober voice declared, Yo cuido Fredos. Huh? Asked Pito. The dude just wants his beans back, said Tito. And you are the dog for the job. Me? Asked Scapito. Then all the chamicos turned around Scapito, the great sword fighter. But poor Scapito had no time for a plan, because in the blink of an eye, a gigantic shadow darkened the landscape. The chamicos scattered in all directions. Vamos, Scapito, or it is you, the Benito Juanito, they cried. Scapito stood his ground, but his legs shimmered and shook like jello, and his teeth chattered like the classmates. Then in a muy voice, he said, "My name is Scapito Frisquito. I fear not a single Benito." But Alfredo flew straight for Scapito until the bean-eating Benito hovered only inches away from the great sword fighter's face. "Holy Veritos!" cried Scapito as he thrust his sword in the air. Suddenly, went the Benito, landing on Scapito's sword, and quicker than one could say, chihuahuas, cheese, and crackers, every kind of bean came spilling out of Alfredo Besito and Bumblebee Bento. Then all the dogs burst into the song. Yippee, yippee, yip, yippee, yippito. Our hero is Osquito. He is the dog of our dreams who delivered the beans, and now we can make our burritos. But back at home, there was such a ruckus coming from skippyjonjones' room that Mama Jumbo Jones and the girls just had to find out what was going on. They raced down the hall to the kitty boy's room. Rayito, Crustito, pop into Skippy-Dill, just in time to see Skippyjon's closet exploded. Then flew out candy, beanbag doggies, and the kitty boy with his birthday pinata on his head and cried, "Skippy Jones!" Everyone cried. "Holy machitas," he said in a muy soft voice. Mama June Jones lifted up Skippy John and covered his head with furry purry kisses. "What am I gonna do with you, Mr. Cocoa Pugs?" she scolded. That night, when he was supposed to be going to sleep, Skippy John began to bounce and bounce on his big boy head. "Oh, I'm Skippy John Jones with a mind of my own, and I'll bounce on my bed for hours. I know I'm a cat, but forget about that. Say goodnight, Skippy John Jones," called his mom. "Muchas noches, Miss Amigos," said Skippy John Jones. I hope you guys enjoyed this funny book about Skippy John Jones and his imagination of his chihuahuas and him being a dog. So I hope you guys enjoyed this book as much as I did. I love the series Skippy John Jones. I hope you do too, because it has a whole entire series on this little cat. So I hope you guys enjoyed, because it's a really good series. You guys should check it out. Stay learning and make sure to always have fun. Bye!